Giant crocodiles have had a surge in popularity lately. We all know of Lolong, the official longest crocodile ever recorded at just over 20 feet long. But there are, of course, other very large crocodiles that have been sighted, and some were even documented. But were they official, and were any of them actually truly bigger than Lolong? In this video, we're going to go over a few of those examples and look into whether or not their claims actually stack up. The first crocodile, and probably the most famous on this list, is of course Gustave. Now, Gustave is a Nile crocodile, and I say is because I still believe he is alive. So he could actually beat Lolong later on in life, but there, even with estimates currently, he is not up to that yet. Now, I know I see it all the time. People think that Gustave was 26 feet long, or roughly around that. Before I get too far ahead of myself, for those who don't know, Gustave is a Nile crocodile from the Burundi region of Africa. And Gustave, over the course of decades, supposedly responsible for killing up to 300 people. That was his kill count, at least estimated. Now, there was an attempt to capture Gustave, and there was a whole documentary made about him, and it really blew his name up. And there was actually video of Gustave, but the capture of Gustave actually failed. He got away, and the people trying to capture him had to get out of there because the area went into a brutal civil war. So that is pretty much all that's known about Gustave. Right after the documentary happened, he disappeared. There were no more killings from crocodiles for almost a year. It was just poof, gone. 2009 there was a sighting of him, and in 2016 there was another sighting of him, but that was it. After 2016 there were no other official sightings. In 2019 there were claims that people had killed him, but that's not official. With all this being said, as I said, there is video of Gustave, and from all the video evidence and the people who were there, their estimate is that Gustave was around 16 feet long. That's still a massive crocodile. That is not over 20 feet, and that is nowhere near 26 feet. No matter how incredible Gustave was or is, he did not surpass Lolong. And you can estimate all you want. There was never an official measurement, so there's no way to know for sure. Now, this next one, I apologize for the pronunciation. Kalia, also known as the Dark One, came from India, and in 1923, after 50 years or so, roughly, of unaliving everybody in the area, basically, the massive croc was finally cornered in a bunch of reeds and was shot and burned. Now, they also ripped out the stomach contents of this crocodile and found 13 bangles. Not the tiger, the jewelry that women in the area would wear. So the thought is that very recently he had killed up to 13 of the native women in that area. This crocodile was a menace. And before all the burning and everything, they measured this crocodile, and supposedly it was 23 feet long. Now, if this is true, this would have been the longest crocodile recorded, but the body was never officially, it was just a quick measurement. The body was never looked at by anybody else besides the few people that measured it, and that was it. In order for it to be considered official, there has to be a whole process, and people have to come in with specific measuring tapes, and it's I know this happened in the 20s, but still, none of this was official. But what gives this credit is that the skull was kept. And the skull, when you measure everything out, I'm no good at math, but the people who crunch the numbers on crocodile skull lengths versus the length of their body says that it's very well possible that this crocodile was indeed 23 feet. And that in and of itself is incredible, and that gives Kalia, I'm sorry, the name, I don't know, that gives this crocodile a little bit more credibility than the next one. Now, this next crocodile is known as Krys the Savannah King. Krys the crocodile was in the Norman River in the Northern Territory of Australia back in 1957. Now, Christina Palawiski and her husband were on a boat cruising this river when they saw this massive crocodile, and Christina took a shot and ended up killing this crocodile. They got out of the boat and they measured it, and it came out to 28 feet. So they took their measurements, took pictures, they kept a pretty detailed log. And that would be great and all, except for the fact that not too much later, it got washed away in a giant flood that came through the area. So now, the only evidence that Krys the crocodile was actually 28 feet long is about as reputable as whether or not I'm wearing pants right now. And there is no way that you can prove that I am wearing pants right now. And to this day, there's a life-size statue of Normanton. And to this day, there's a life-size statue in Normanton, Queensland of Krys the crocodile. And I would absolutely love to go and visit this one day. Now, this last one is the newest of all of them. We've already talked about Lolong and how Lolong was the longest crocodile ever officially recorded. But if you've watched the documentary or my video on Lolong, you would know that the locals say that Lolong was the smaller of two crocodiles. The local farmer's cow had been taken by one of these crocodiles. This crocodile was swimming down the middle of the canal with this full-size cow in its jaws, and next to it, the smaller crocodile was Lolong. It got stuck at the bridge, and the farmer was able to get a rough idea of how big the crocodile was. They measured it out, and the length was 49 feet long. That seems like a little bit of a stretch to me. But there have been a bunch of videos going around recently, and I don't know where they're from. They look like they're from the Philippines. It could be in the same area, it could not be. But there have been a bunch of videos going around recently showing a massive crocodile in the Philippines that is claimed to be Lolong's brother, Lolonger. That's what we're calling it from here on out. If this crocodile is real and it gets captured, it is going to be called Lolonger. Put my word on it. Please, Lolonger. We got to get that movement going. Now, the claim is that this crocodile is 29 feet long. And as I said before, there's very grainy footage or some news reports on it. That's about it. No one knows how big this crocodile truly is, or even if it's in the same area remotely. But if it is bigger than Lolong, I hope to see that thing one day and that they don't kill it like they did the other one. So that is the list of most reputable crocodiles that were bigger than Lolong. If I missed some, put it down in the comment section below. Maybe I'll look into it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Turn that bell notification on. Thank you all for watching, and y'all stay wild.